Hi, this is your first tutorial of the Flutter course. I am not going to show you how to set up Flutter in your computer because you can simply go to YouTube and you will find many tutorials there how to install Flutter in your computer. So for example, if I go to YouTube and search for set up Flutter, you will find many tutorials and you can simply watch one of them and set up Flutter in your PC. Now, what I am going to show you in this short tutorial is how to create a project and how to run it in emulator or real device. So open your VS Code and from extension tab, make sure to install the Flutter, this extension right here. Search for Flutter and then click on it and click on this install button. When it is installed, make sure to restart your VS Code. I am going to restart mine. Now we can create our first Flutter project. To do that, press Ctrl-Shift-P and then select New Project. Select Application. Now you have to select the location. So I'm going to select mine. Now name your project. And press enter. It will take some time to create the project, and when it's done, you will see these sample codes. So this is just some sample code that Flutter gives you initially. So if we want to run this project, you can see right here it says no device. That's because I didn't select any device yet. So if I click here, I can select any emulator, or if I have real device connected with my computer, the device will show right here as well. So I'm going to run my project on emulator. So I will select this one. And it will simply run the emulator. And right here, you can see it shows the selected emulator name. If I want to run the project, I can click on this tab right here, Run and Debug tab, and click on this button, Run and Debug. It will take some time. Our project ran successfully. So if you are running a project for the first time on your computer, note that it may take some time because it will download a lot of files from the internet. Before I tell you anything about these codes, let me go through the folder structure first. This is your library folder. Inside this folder, you will put all the files of your codes. This is the iOS folder. This folder will help us to build our app for the iOS. This is the Android folder. We will do many configuration for Android in this folder. This is the pubspec YAML file. And in this file, we will add many packages if we need them. And if we want to link any assets, we can do that here. Right now, these are all commented out, but we will learn them as we move to the project. And this is your main file. So the main file runs at the beginning of your project. Inside this file, you have a main function. This main function is the function which runs at the very beginning. Inside this main function, as you can see, we have another function which is called run app. This is a default function that Flutter provides. We don't have to worry about it. Inside this function, we can link our widget. So right now, our widget name is my app, and we are linking this widget here, right here. So there are a lot of codes that we don't need. We will create things from scratch. So we can simply delete this thing right now. We'll keep the my app widget, but inside this, as you can see, we have a home, and in that home, we have another widget that is linked that is called my homepage. So since we are going to create this from scratch, I can delete it for now. So let me delete it. Okay, so we have deleted it. Let me delete all the comments. We don't need them. And it is showing this error because this widget doesn't exist right now. We will create that. We can do it here. We can do it here, or we can create a separate file, and in that file we can create this widget. We are going to do it in a separate file because if we put all our code inside this one file, there will be thousands of codes and our project is going to be a mess. So what we can do, inside this leaf folder, we can create another file. We can call it homepage, and the extension of your Flutter files are Dart. So homepage Dart. There are two types of widgets in Flutter. One is stateless and another is stateful. So what stateless is, stateless doesn't refresh your screen over time. What stateful does, it refreshes the screen. So for example, if I click on this past button, the value is changing. How is this happening? The value is changing, but at the same time, the screen is also refreshing so that we can see the new value. We will learn about this later in the project. So for now, let us create our homepage. So if you want to create a stateless widget or stateful widget, just press STL and Flutter will show you the suggestion. So if I want to create a stateless, I can select the stateless widget right here, and it will automatically create some codes for me. And I can simply rename it anything I like. So inside this class, we have a build widget, which is returning just a placeholder widget. We don't need that. We can return a container. I can use a text widget. For that, inside the child, I can use text like this. And to save the project, I can select Ctrl S or Command S if you are on Mac. So our basic widget is created. Now we can link this in our main file right here. The name is homepage. Flutter is giving me the suggestion, so I can select it and it is linked. And if I hit save, as you can see, it is giving me the output real time. So right now it is blank because there is something I need to use before this container, which is scaffold. What scaffold does, it gives you some basic styling. To add scaffold on top of this container, click on the container and click on this icon right here, and then click on wrap with widget, and then write scaffold. Inside scaffold, you cannot use child, you have to use body. Now if I hit save, it gives me some basic styling. The text is right here, which is hard to see. So what we can do, we can use safe area. So on top of this container, again, wrap with widget and use the widget safe area. And if I click save, now it uses the safe area. But still, as you can see, the text is to the left, too much. What if I want to have some spacing? What I can do in this container, I can use margin. To use margin, you have to use as inserts dot. You can use all or you can use only. So for now, I will use all. So as inserts dot all. And if I give it any value, so if I give it 20, it will have 20 space in all the sides. Top, left, right, bottom, all the sides. Hit save. And it has a space. 20 spacing in all the sides. If I wanted to use the spacing only to the left and right, instead of using as inserts.all, I could use as inserts.symmetric. And horizontal, I could use any value. I'm going to use 20. And as you can see, it has a spacing on left and right, horizontal spacing. It is not taking any spacing on top or bottom. In this tutorial, we have learned how to create a project, how to run the project, what is stateless and stateful widget, and what is main function, and we have learned the folder structures. I will see you in the next tutorial.